Out to you this Mass C3 mindset, attitude, determination, commitment, consistency, completion. Hey, today's topic, take two. Hey, after the victory or the defeat, what happens next? Hey, on the first video, and I'm gonna go back and give the accolades, the shout outs. A shout out to Baylor, hey, for going and starting the race and finishing it. Hey, going through whatever trials, the tribulations, the sacrifices, the stuff that was done behind the scenes that nobody knows, the effort and the time that was put in by the players, by the coach, by the staff, by the support, the family, those who sacrificed whatever they needed to, that you may obtain the goal and vision that was set before you. Shout out to Gonzaga. Hey, there's nothing to hold your head down. A perfect record. Then guess what? Hey, the better team showed up at that time. But that takes nothing from your journey, the sacrifices, the countless times and efforts that you put in to get to the point that you were at. Shout out to Go Cougs. Hey, reaching out to my alumni. Hey, there's nothing to hold your head down for. Hey, making it to the top, the final four, when everybody else didn't even think that you should have been at the show. But you knew, we knew that you should have been there, and you were there, and you put it out, and you played against the best of the best. Shout out to you. Hey, I see some people that are tuning in watching. Hey, can you give me a thumbs up and let me know if you can hear me or not? Because I want to make sure that this message goes through. So with this, hey, I'm jumping right into the text. After the victory and after our defeat, what happens next? What happens when the cameras are turned off? What happens when all the accolades have been given? What happens when you have a perfect record and then you get to the light at the end of the tunnel and it doesn't show up the way that you thought it would show up? What happens next? See, there's something that's in common with those that put in the work. There's something that's coming that's going to show up. And what's coming is this, is that after it's all over with, you have a decision to make. Do I become complacent and do I stay where I'm at? Do I celebrate in this moment that I don't obtain for nothing greater? Or do I make a decision to say, God's not done with me yet? That no matter where I'm at, whether I'm at the on the top of the hill or whether I'm climbing the hill, that there's yet more for me to do. Because see, with every great winner, there are trials and tribulations that you come up against. There are things that are gonna set you back, as they say. But just know that there's no such thing as a setback when you're driving forward. You just hurling those things. You just going over them. You're going through them. You're going around them. You're doing whatever you got to do to get to where you want to be at. And then once you're at the top, most people will understand. If you ever been in the Marine Corps, or we had these mountains over in Hollywood, they would say Hollywood, San Diego, San Onofre. And we had these mountains that on these mountains, when you see the top, you really realize once you got to what you thought was the top, after all the struggles and strains that you went through, you realize it was a plateau. It just flattened out, but then you saw another mountain that was taller waiting for you to attack. And in that process, it's our responsibility to share our challenges, to share our victories, to celebrate the challenges and victories, no matter what it looks like. No matter what it looks like, because the way that we handle defeat, the way that we handle the victory, there's those that are going to be coming after you that will learn the lessons by the way that we handle our life. So what happens? We build a legacy. Even in defeat, so-called defeat, you build a legacy. Because in that defeat, there was growth. There's a lot more growth seems to come out of defeat sometimes than victory. Because a lot of times in victory, we go ahead and we like, all right, we the man. We the woman, we on top, right? But usually in defeat, those humble moments is when we can share a life lesson to help those that come behind us to excel to a greater level than we could ever think of or we could ever imagine. So I'm sharing this with you. What happens? We count our joy. We give thanks for his mercies that in our troubles, because on the way to victory, there was some troubles, there was some situations, there was some trials that came against you. He knew your troubles. He understood your soul in your adversities. He understood where your heart was and what was going on in that time. And when the enemy of defeat came to steal your joy, guess what? He didn't allow you to be captured by them. He set you in a large room to let you know that guess what? You're still his and there's no loss in him. So whatever part of life you're at, in your life, in your relationships, in your finances, in your spiritual walk, in your everyday to day living, and when you face with challenges, always remember his mercies and get up and walk, get up and challenge the things that are set before you and move to where God has called you to go. And then also know this, that we are more than conquerors in him that is inside us than we that are in this world. So with this, hey, I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. I just want to say thank y'all for tuning in. M.A.D C3. Hey, Mama Jenkins is already out. She already took off on her walk for the day. And we're going to make some great things happen today. Hey, blessings to everybody tuning in. Again, I pray that y'all can hear the sound on this. If not, hey, just drop me a line. Be blessed. Bye.